Hello, J.King, self-made millionaire, coming to you from MillionairePennyStocks.com, and I want to congratulate several of my students on the shorting of ELMD. Whether you paper traded or you did a live trade, congrats on this particular short. Recognizing these particular patterns, you have to be careful when you're shorting an earnings winner because you don't want to get squeezed. But what you want to do is you want that earnings winner to basically run up and find a certain key levels of resistance. When you start to see the breakdown and the decline in price, for instance, this particular stock, it went all the way up to 394, but for some reason, it could not break 394 and it faced a lot of resistance. Now we can just see on this simple chart right here that the key levels of resistance, even right here, are at 394. And so you want to be shorting on the way down. You want to wait till this starts to break down. And one of my students, they shorted right at I think 97 through 98 doing pre-market. That was a really good move. I think this stock went all the way up to 430 doing pre-market. Pre-market doesn't show the day range. It only shows the day range when the market is open. But one of my students shorted at around 397, 398. It declined from 430 all the way down. It was breaking down. But several students, they got in on this particular short at around 383. I think I shorted at around 379. You can see here my actual chart on how the market works. I paper traded this. I didn't actually do a live trade on this chart. But notice here, what you see is me shorting this at 370. And this is a delayed website. It's not gonna show you the real-time quotes, and that kind of sucks because I was looking at this stock at like 385, 390. I was trying to short it, but I couldn't do it because it was giving me the real-time, not the real-time, but the 5 or 10 minute delay. So I had to go in and short at 370, and then finally I got in at 389, but I had to cancel this order. I'm sorry if you said we canceled order, but I shorted again at about 386 because now it caught up with the real time. And so I was able to do a little bit of dollar cost averaging. And you see here that I think my average was around 379, 378. But I covered, you can see right here, I covered 5,800 shares at 369 for about a $580 profit. And so I tried to dip buy. Look at this right here. Once this stock went down to about 340, 345, and start to merge back up, I tried to dip buy this stock. It had a lot of support in the 355 range, 353, and it actually ended up working its way back up to about 370 or 380. But I decided to cancel the order because at this particular time it really was at like 352, but it was a delayed response with this website. Keep in mind when you're paper trading, you're gonna have to be smart because it's a 5 to 10 minute delay. So if you're looking at real time, it's not going to be reflective yet. It takes this particular website about 5 to 8 minutes to actually post the real-time quote. So make sure you're looking at what the price is in this website when you actually paper trade. So let's go back to ELMD. This was a wonderful short. And remember, guys, this stuff is really easy. This stock, it ran for a couple of days. Again, if we look at the historical quotes, it ran for a couple of days. We see that it breaks out. And if you could buy in here and hold until it breaks out, that's a wonderful way to actually make money. But if you don't get in on the breakout, you can't chase this stock. You have to be patient and let it continue to run up until it hits key levels of resistance. Those resistance levels around 394 right here, 393. And once this starts to decline in price, this is when you want to short it. So this was an excellent short. Also to several of you, let me see, there was another stock, I believe. Let's look at our watch list. And this is a wonderful way to actually learn how to trade. Many people, they really don't realize the power in paper trading. Paper trading allows you to really learn the market first. You have to learn the market. Now this particular trade right here, you can see I shorted this, I think at 354. So I'm about $110 down right now. I haven't actually covered yet, but I'm gonna try to hold on to it and you can see it kind of going up in price. And so, if this runs up maybe for a couple of days, I may go ahead and cut my losses. But this stock, Syra, I'm kind of familiar with it. I think it's going to drop back into the mid 340 ranges, or maybe high 350s. I mean, high 340s or low 350s. So I'm holding this. So I'm gonna show you an example. See, this is one of the trades I'm holding on to, and I'm minimizing my risk. If this continues to go up, then I'll minimize my losses by cutting my losses. And so that's something that you need to know. This is something that helps you to become a better trader. Again, let me see here. I believe in this particular short, it was GPSN is what I want to look at. I believe this is the stock. Just a second. We're going to look at one more actual potential short. And this was a stock that several students shorted as well. GRPN. I'm sorry, GRPN. And I want to show you one more chart. This is really simple. This stock, yesterday, it ran really up really high. And this was a great short because I believe this stock, look at the quotes on it. This is another earnings winner. Anytime we say earnings winner, when a stock enters into new heights, you can tell like this particular stock opens way down here at 272 and goes all the way up to 287, 283. But notice when it gets up to 424, these are your key levels of resistance. 424 right in here. And I don't know if you can see this, but this little chart right here, 424. Remember now, the charts and the numbers are the same thing. And whether you're reading the charts or whether you're reading the numbers, they're the same thing. But it faces a lot of resistance. See, it's starting to face a lot of resistance. So in here, we're looking to short this particular stock. And on today, I want to congratulate several students on the short of GRPN, whether you did it through paper trading or live trading. I didn't get in on this stock, but I saw it, had it in my watch list. And this thing went from 390. I think it started to break down in price from 395 to 390. And remember what I told you, wait till it starts declining. I mean, it's going to go down to, it's going to go all the way up to 413 and find resistance. Let it go down to 410, 407. And I will let this break past or under $4. I will let it go below $4 to make sure there's a solid breakdown and then short this stock. Now, this is something really important for you to understand. If you're a newbie trader and you're a beginner trader, when you're shorting stock, you shouldn't be shorting any more than 500 to 800 shares. And one of the reasons why is the less shares that you short, then you have more of a cushion, or I can say you would be able to minimize your risk a lot more by purchasing less shares. And so, for instance, if you purchase 500 shares at $4, let's just say you short 500 shares at $4. Worst case scenario, if it goes back up to 20, that's only a $100 loss that you're able to minimize. But if you short 500 shares at $4 and it goes all the way down to, $360 or even $350, you have almost a 50 cents upside, which is about $250. So remember, in shorting several of these stocks and also buying several of these stocks, the bigger the volatile spread that you have, then what's going to end up happening is the decline is going to be much greater. There's more potential when you find stocks that are volatile. And when I mean volatile, I mean if this thing was like 263 to 413, that would have been a lot more volatile. This stock probably would have dropped a lot more. And you would have shorted like at 390 and 380, and you might would have ended up covering at 290 or in the low threes. So look for stocks that are volatile, and as they begin to spike, wait till they begin to break down in price. And also to keep up with the news. Sometimes when I trade and I'm looking at some of these companies, I'm still reading about them. I'm still looking at them in the process of trading, making sure there's not any new news, no new press releases that can instantly spike the stock if I'm shorting. So, sometimes we're just playing numbers and we're looking at fundamentals, we're looking at price action, but also too, just stay aware of some of the companies as you buy, especially if you buy stock. You want to most definitely be looking at the news. And also if you short a stock, if you have time, sometimes we're just playing the numbers, but if you short a stock, make sure you're familiar with the pattern. Look at the historical quotes and get familiar with where your key levels of resistance are. And once it begins to break down in price, then you can go in and you can short it, and then you can cover at a lower price. This is J.King, self-made millionaire with MillionairePennyStocks.com. Have a great day, and congrats to all the students on the shorting of GRPN and ELMD. Have a great day.